So the fairy godmother finishes her song, gives Alice a few last words of encouragement, and heads on her way. Uh, Alice then looks up and sees the white rabbit still holding her purse. Look around and sneak into a nearby warehouse. Alice raises up her courage and follows him in. Now, we get to Peter. Peter is walking down the street, generally feeling sorry for himself. And this is the point where I kind of need to stop and say that this is not even remotely autobiographical. Especially with the song coming up, people would look at this and go, man, Paul must have really had a terrible childhood, terrible parents. Those are not true. I had a wonderful childhood. I had great relationships with my parents when I was a kid. I have great relationships with my still supportive parents now. So I just don't want anybody to get any crazy ideas that this is in any way based on me and my relationship with my family, because it is not. This story, and especially the story of Peter, came from, in my mid to late 30s, questioning what it meant to be a grown-up. I think a lot of people hit that. We hit it a little later in life than we used to. I've always joked that my generation was the first generation to not grow up. But that's based on shallow things like, I still read comic books and I still play video games. Nothing really serious. But there are serious issues out there as well. And, Peter, his entire personality in the original book and of course the original play that came out around the same time, Peter Pan, was based on the fact that little boys live in the moment and they live for themselves. Their world hasn't grown beyond that. And Peter Pan in the book, a couple of years later, Wendy comes back and visits him again, and there's a new fairy there instead of Tinkerbell. And Tinkerbell, as all fairies in this world, didn't live very long. They have very short lifespans. And Peter doesn't even remember Tinkerbell. She's come and gone. A new fairy has taken her place. No memory of her at all. And that's kind of a scary thought. But I mean, it's not unusual in a child, but it is, if that's who you are as a grown man, still living for yourself. If you're fighting for someone else, it's not really for them. It's because fighting's fun. And that defines you. That's, that's not good. And so as Peter is contemplating these things, and again, generally feeling sorry for himself, it leads him into the song, The Boy.